You're watching Tiger Talk Tuesday live from Mix. Call in or comment today, 864-980-7768. Tiger Talk Tuesday is brought to you by Amick Farms, Allen Harmon Trucking, Berry Insurance Agency, Bobby K. Roof Builders, CM Tree Service, Cricket Wireless, Crumley Ford, Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply, Economy Furniture, Edwards Heating and Cooling, H&R Block, JRA Exterminating, Miggs Saluda, Motor Coach Paint and Body Sales, Newberry Hospital, Northland Cable, Persimmon Hill Country Club, Price's Garage and Heavy Duty Towing, Pumps PB and Jam, Ramey Funeral Home, Saluda Nursing and Rehab Center, the Law Office of Nancy T. Jordan, the Ridge Baptist Association of Churches, the Town of Saluda, the Wills Agency Nationwide Insurance, Timeless Roofing, Wizards of Batesburg, Leesville, Pascon, Gentry and Sons Fencing, and Perez Tires, as well as Aiken Electric Cooperative. We thank you so much for joining us today here on the show, and we're glad to be here with you coming live from Mix. And of course, the big thing we're covering today is that the boys are there going to the World Series in Laurel, Mississippi. And we're going to be rooting them on as they go there and following them there as they go to Mississippi. They're leaving out actually today. And so we wish them the very best as they go down there, and looking forward to seeing how they do. They're going against several states there in the Southeast with the Dixie Youth Sports, and we are looking forward to their progress as they go there. And they have had a good season, as far as winning the state championship. And we want to show our support for them, especially this weekend, as they represent us there with our purple and white. So make sure you're wearing your purple and white this weekend. And I'm glad to join you here on Saluda Now, and we've got a lot of good things coming up for you today. And also, we want to mention, too, that we want to congratulate some folks out here today. Let's first congratulate the Angel All-Stars softball last night. They, of course, were not in the winner's bracket, but they went to the World Series. That's the furthest ever a Saluda team has went in going to the World Series there in Moncks Corner, and they were able to go there and all the way to the semifinals, and we're so proud of them and their accomplishments there as they went that far. It takes a lot just to get that far. So, and we have some comments from some viewers we want to read to you today, and let me pull them up on the phone here. And we appreciate Miggs letting us come out again for Tiger Talk Tuesday, and their support of Saluda as well, and all they do for Saluda. And let's see, we have some comments. We got an echo. Hold on just a second. Okay, how are we standing out there now? All right, we're sounding good. Let us know here, and we would love to get some more viewers up here. All right, we got several of you viewing up here, and we thank you for sharing this webcast today of Saluda Now and Tiger Talk Tuesday here live from Miggs, and that's what exactly I'm doing right now. I'm sharing it to my Facebook page as well on Burton Campbell, and some others that watching the South Carolina Sports page there. We're sharing it there as well. Okay, and we are just 24 days away from starting the football season. We're going to start. Saluda is going to be there at Strong Thurman High School right there in Johnston, South Carolina. And we're looking forward to beginning that season. So we're just 24 days away today from beginning our football season this year. We're sounding better. Good. Thank you so much for letting us know about that. Also, we want to congratulate the Coaches Pitch All Star team. And they won the state, and they went to their little World Series there in Clemson and was runner up. And congratulations to the 2021 Dixie Youth Baseball Coach Pitch Tournament runner ups there in Clemson, South Carolina. And we thank the world of them. We had several of the coaches on last week, and we're looking for some coaches to call in today. Hopefully they'll be calling in shortly here. And let's see here. All right, sounds good. Go Tigers. That's right. We want to pull for Saluda. So let's see what's going on here on Saluda now. And, of course, one of the things we're talking about today is the big news in NCAA. And that is very big news because Texas and Oklahoma are wanting to join the SEC. Very interesting news there. So we're going to see what's going to be going on with that. A big story. What amazes me about that story, and I don't know about you, is the fact of the matter is that they just up and they joined. They were ready to join, and nobody knew about it. Nobody. They were at the SEC media days, and no one knew about it. So that's what really perplexes me. How they didn't know about the Texas and Oklahoma wanting to join the SEC. And we have several comments about this topic we had on Saluda Now this week. I'm going to get to them for you. And let's get to that article there. And we got some comments coming in right now about it. So, what do you think about it? Well, we know what it is. It's about money because each member school is slated to get between 16 and 20 more $1 million a year versus the current $60 million a year in revenue they get from TV. ESPN is dreamed this up, and which I think is a good move on their part, because what it does, it broadens your base. You're going to have more viewers, 24 more million viewers than you already have, because you're going to be in the Texas and Oklahoma market. And I think the Texas Aggie, the Texas Aggie network is already strong. And then you bring in Texas and Oklahoma into the picture here, and you'll see that. But somebody said, Jimmy Webb said 14-team conference is too big as it is. Well, it's going to be a challenge to play around as it. We were talking about that at work today, and we were talking about the fact that how they going to handle all these things, and how they're going to be able to, it's going to be sort of a challenge. And so we'll see how all that goes. But one thing we do know is it's most likely going to happen. And so and we're looking for it to happen any time now. In fact, I have a letter here that I'm going to read to you. And I got this letter this morning Uh, it is actually was made this morning, July the 27th. Commissioner Greg Sankey, Southeastern Conference there in Birmingham, regarding requests for invitation. Dear Commissioner Sankey, the University of Oklahoma and the University of Texas Austin, the universities request invitation into membership to the Southeastern Conference starting on July the 1st, 2025. We believe there will be mutual benefit to the universities on the one hand and the SEC on the other hand. For the university to become members of the SEC, we look forward to the prospect discussing regarding this matter. And both of the athletic directors have signed the letter. And so that is amazing that is coming on. And joining me in here now is Paul Ergel. Paul, thank you for joining us on Saluda Now.
Good to be here, bud. Let me get the phone cut off.
All right. And, of course, he's getting phone calls now, and views just really went up.
Yeah, I know it did.
I want to back up just a little bit. There you go. Well, tell us a little bit about y'all's eventful weekend. Y'all had a busy weekend there in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, and had a good time.
Yeah, I actually got back about 1 today and started work on the yard at the house. It kind of got away from me.
Yeah.
Got down on Friday, and they got down on Friday and had the coaches meeting and everything, and then started playing on Saturday morning. Great turnout for Saluda. Opened up with Georgia.
I had to pull against my own team.
Had to pull against your own team, and things got a little shaky, but we overcome it.
Yeah.
Had walked in 5 runs, but we ended up beating them pretty good, and then beat Moncks Corner.
Yes.
10-run ruled them, and then had to play North Carolina.
Right.
Very, very good team. Best team that I've seen since we started out, and lost to them 6-0, and then had to come back and play Moncks Corner. There's 4 teams left: North Carolina, South Carolina, which was us, Moncks Corner, which we had beat by 10 runs,
right,
and Georgia, which we had beat. So we ended up playing 9 innings yesterday and losing 4-3 in the 9th inning. Great effort. Couldn't ask any more from the kids, the girls, the parents. It's a experience I'll never forget, and I know they'll never forget.
Oh, no.
But I feel sure they'll get to experience it again.
Yes.
And tell you what, it's a great tournament, and we really enjoyed it.
Now, I don't understand a lot about it, but so all of y'all had just lost 1 game, right? North Carolina, of course, beat our team, Saluda, South Carolina. And let me ask you about the North Carolina girls. They look bigger on the TV screen to me. Were they bigger in person?
Yeah, actually, the girl that almost hit it 215 foot just turned 9 years old.
Wow!
And she was probably 5'6", 210 from her ankles up.
Yeah,
true softball player, and she pitched. They have some travel team, which every team that plays.
Yeah.
This day and time, you got rec players. It's recreation, but I mean they play travel and rec. They're not
now North Carolina. What section of North Carolina?
Cherryville.
Cherryville. Okay.
They was North Carolina, Cherryville. I think one of the parents looked up where Cherryville was, but it's Cherryville County, I would assume, because recreation all ran through the county. So, but our girls and coaches have seen several of their players throughout travel seasons, and when we arrived, we knew we was a top 3 team based off just looking and knowing, and we clearly became a top 2 team.
Yeah.
And but I'm gonna tell you, that was a hard fought game, and I
see where Cherryville is. It's between Lincolnton and Gastonia.
There you go.
Near Kings Mountain.
I remember saying Gastonia and up that way.
Home of the C. Greer Bean Truck Museum.
There you go. How about that? And Man, we had a blast, and on behalf of the girls, we want to thank everyone that donated and contributed. We had a tailgate trailer up there with a 7-inch TV with a bathroom in it. We had.
We need that bathroom over here.
Yeah, we had. They had 6, 7, 8 tents put up. I mean, it was a beautiful park, and you could tell they took a lot of time.
And they got trains.
Yeah, it's long trains. And I tell you what was the most fascinating thing I saw the whole time.
Yeah.
They had a machine that was ran off an iPod that chalked their fields. $30,000. And what it was, it had a satellite out there. And they had programmed each field. They would press in field 2, and it would go to home plate. The man would mash start and stand back out the way, and the machine painted the lines on the whole. I have never painted lines that perfect.
Yeah.
When I tell you, the most amazing thing I've seen in 4 weeks was that machine.
You know, they do it for the football fields, too. I looked into one, it was to replace Tip DeLoach, you know, because Tip's going to retire in September.
Well, that's
and
30.
you fixing to retire, too. $38,000
and,
is the low-end model.
Yeah.
And you keep
but
going up.
if you haven't ever seen one, that is the most amazing. That thing came out there, I thought the guy was going to do it like a motor control, but he mashed F2, which means field 2. It circled around home plate, sat still, and that thing took off.
It ain't like one of them vacuums at home where it just hits the walls and go here. And
No.
It's exactly where everything was.
Unbelievable.
I love seeing that.
And tomorrow our baseball team will be, let me back up a little bit. Our baseball team will be leaving for Mississippi.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. You going to Mississippi with them?
I'm going to try to get it in.
Good.
We got sign-ups. Got 2 or 3 other things going on. The new rec director here is not going to start till August 16th. Right dead in the middle of everything that's going on. He's just going to kind of ease in. He did message me the other day, and I told him if he didn't have his tennis shoes on and tied up, he would be ran over by a train. So to be prepared. I'm hoping he's prepared, but it's going to be a whirlwind.
Yeah.
But football for rec starts August 23rd, our first game.
And y'all signing up?
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You can go on the
Saturday.
county recreation page and see when the sign-ups are. I spoke to Miss Sandra and Regina, kind of staying on because I love Saluda. I love the kids. But for the kids, you know, I may feel a little different, but I want to make sure everything stays on the right path. So because we had to postpone it, we basically would not have football season, so it must go on, and everyone can't do sign-up. I've had a couple offer. Me and Miss Sandra and Regina offered. They said they could take up money, but that would be about the extent of it. But it's a little more goes into it than that. But so I'm hoping to get to make it middle of the weekend and head that way. It's 540 miles from mine and your house. That's 8 hours.
Me and Kevin's already talked about it.
Yeah.
And we have had some people offer to pay us to go out there if they go to the final game. Which now, if they make the final game, is it going to just be one game? Is it going to be a series? How does that happen?
It's still double elimination.
It's still double elimination.
You have to be beat twice. So say if we get to the championship game and we lost once.
Yeah.
And the other team hadn't lost, we had to beat them twice. Or if we hadn't lost any, we'd have to beat vice versa.
Okay.
But the good thing about Dixie Youth Baseball, they will have a live stream from their stadium.
With announcers.
With announcers from 2 years ago when Edgefield made it to the championship.
I just wish that Dixie girls had that same opportunity given to them with the media.
Well, Dixie softball girls is poorly ran.
Yes, I can tell that.
I can say that. No one in that organization kind of fears me or over me. It's just poorly ran, updated, keeping you in the loop.
I see that.
The boys won. The boys received a $600 check for travel from Dixie Youth. Also, their jerseys and hats were paid for by Dixie Baseball. The girls won. It took us a week to find out where we had to go and get the bracket. But that's just how it is. And
Yeah.
if anybody from Dixie Youth Softball wants to comment, they can be more than glad
And
to
let me
comment.
ask you this: how? And I've had people ask me this, and I know you've had people ask you me questions. How does Dixie softball? I mean, how does Moncks Corner get the host?
You, what you do? Got a bug on. What you do is you put in for it like a bid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not a bid, but you put in for it.
Mm-hmm.
You put in for it several years down the road.
I got you.
So they received this bid 2 years ago.
I got you.
And what your main thing has got to be like them. Where we stayed, we got right off 26, right on Somerville exit.
Yeah.
And that thing's like a super city right there where you get off on
So
Somerville.
it's like 25 minutes.
So it's basically, we was 19 miles from where we were.
Okay.
So basically 25 minutes.
Yeah.
You have to be able to put up all the people
Accommodate.
and within a certain mileage or whatever. And we had 7 teams in the World Series, and it was supposed to have been 5 more teams there.
Mm-hmm.
I know Alabama, Mississippi, a couple, maybe Missouri. It's a couple more teams that couldn't declined to come because of travel and expenses.
Yes.
Which I could see why, if you're coming from counties like us and other counties, I mean, it gets rather expensive. So.
And for people that don't know, county council came in and helped us out.
Yeah, I met with county council on the Friday before when they was hiring the new rec director.
Mm-hmm.
Asked for generous donations, requesting maybe the rooms be paid for, but to give, and they had said that they had spoke briefly about it, but I wanted to do my part on my half, and they stepped to the plate. The only thing and the right thing to do, and it was well money spent, and I applaud them for doing that and taking care of the rooms, because it took a huge weight burden off each team. Because, say for instance, the boys, each family, I figured it up, each family to go out there and come back would have had to have $2,500 apiece.
Good price.
Just the rooms were $1,400 a family. That's fact. You can, if you need to see paperwork, and that's not shopping around. That's not shopping around getting the highest motel in. That's getting the available motel, and my guys still got to drive 35 minutes.
Well, just to go, I figured it up one time, just to go to a Carolina, Clemson, or Georgia football game, you not only got the price ticket, but you got food, travel expense, and all that. That's no hotel included. That's $400 or $500 right there. Bam,
gas and food, and the place that we stay in, the DoubleTree in Hattiesburg, I think what it is.
Yeah.
We actually staying with the other South Carolina team, Loyal Florence,
good.
the team that beat us 8-7. But we're in the same motel. So,
okay.
And also want to thank everyone that donated to them.
Yes.
And the Shealy family for the chicken stew, donating everything. Good. And fixing the chicken stew. I got to go out there and work for 2 hours before I left to go to Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday I had a great time. Hate I had to leave, but we had a good time. Miss Thomas, I learned a lot. It's kind of like making hash.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's about a 4 or 5 hour process. You just don't go whip it up in a minute. But they did a great job, and all the team players and coaches showed up, and the community turned out.
And the spaghetti was great too.
Yeah, I heard many stories about the spaghetti.
Yeah,
I heard it was great.
It was great. Well, Paul, thank you for joining us on Saluda Now and stopping by and talking about that. And I believe that the girls and the coaches pitch, as well as the boys, are going to be recognized by county council after this.
Yeah, I'm putting together. Actually, town reached out to me today. I hadn't spoken to them. I'm fixing to go to county office now. But when the boys get back, I'm thinking maybe Daniel Patterson. We're going to get some fire trucks for them to get on, maybe, and do a little route on that Friday evening or Saturday sometime on the 6th or 7th. And we'll make sure we put that out. And then hopefully.
We've never had no World Series teams.
No. I think we started playing in 6th and no. And you're not never guaranteed. It could be another. I mean, you just don't go to World Series every year.
We pray in it again, but it's hard to do, ain't it?
It's hard, man. You have a good team, and it's still hard to do.
Just look at the football team and the basketball team.
Yeah.
They had, Jeanette, when she led the ladies, that's the first time ever the girls' basketball team has won the state championship. And when Stuart Young led the boys, that's the first time we won a state championship since 1963.
Yeah, yeah. Some of these places that get to win a couple in a row or
Yeah.
a couple, you got to enjoy it. When you win one, you better enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because you're not promised to get that the next year.
But I'm happy for the girls and the boys, aren't you?
I am too. I'm happy for
Yes.
all the kids.
Now, I know it was tough last night for the girls.
Man, they cried and
Yes.
cried and
I
cried.
can't imagine. I can know boys, they sort of, they still get under the skin. They don't cry like girls do.
And they was come up to me and hug me and
I
tell me
know.
they was sorry that. I said, baby, you didn't let me down.
No.
I couldn't been no more prouder.
I
I was
can't
proud
either.
when they just made it to it.
Yeah.
And would have been proud at the beginning of the year. Somebody said they were going to
Yeah.
make it to it. They didn't have to play a game, but they
Yeah.
really poured their heart and soul
That's
into
right.
it. And dedicated. They were a lot of dedication.
And I appreciate Jeff for bringing them by, and they welcome back here anytime. All right. Well, thank you for coming by today, Paul. And I know you got a lot going on. And we appreciate Paul Ergel, our county rec director, for stopping by.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. And we're here live from Meigs. And next up is Dr. Craig Swisher. We're going to ask the doctor here. It's going to be thank you, brother, a new segment here on Saluda Now. And we appreciate Dr. Craig Swisher for joining us here on Saluda Now. Thank you for coming, Dr. Craig. Let's see, your microphone's off. Check it again. Right there in the middle, Dr. Craig. There you go.
We got it.
Yes, sir. You sounded
thanks for
good
having
there.
me.
Dr. Craig Swisher has joined us here on Saluda Now, and I wanted to go to his post to see if we had anybody ask any questions. But first, Dr. Craig, tell us a little bit about your practice there in Leesville, South Carolina.
Yep, we're in Leesville, next door to Angelo's Italian restaurant.
Yes.
And
Get a little bit closer there.
okay. We're in Leesville, next to Angelo's Italian restaurant. I opened in January of 2020, right before COVID. Of course, didn't see all those challenges coming. But I've been a physical therapist for about 15 years.
Wow.
Went to Elon University in North Carolina. for my
Elon.
physical
Oh,
therapy
yeah. In
school.
fact, I stayed up there one time visiting somebody in the nursing home.
Yeah, so, but it's an outpatient physical therapy practice. We treat a wide variety of patients, everywhere from post-stroke, post-joint replacement, back pain, neck pain, joint pain, balance and falls issues.
Right.
You name it, we treat a little bit of everything.
Okay. And let me ask you, too, are you willing to see, how about like your insurance and everything? How does that work, Dr. Swish?
Yes, we're in network with most major insurances, and I always encourage people to call if they have any questions. We're very transparent and upfront about the cost of care for folks. We do insurance and benefits checks for them. I'm in network with Medicare, which is a big part of what I do. A lot of my patients are 65 and up. Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina and a lot of the other major Medicare Advantage and commercial plans. But if somebody has a question, they can feel free to call, and I can check and find out information for them and kind of give them a little more information about it.
That's great. And I like your post there. We put it on. I don't know if you got to see the post we put on Saluda Now, but McKenzie Therapy and was it Matlin Manual Therapy
Yes.
and Certified Functional Capacity Evaluator and Experience in Healthcare Management. www.reclaimphysicaltherapy.org. And you're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. What do you see more than anything as far as, needing for physical therapy and everything?
Well, in general, we see a lot of, especially in the 65 and up age group, we see a lot of joint replacements, back pain, often due to arthritic changes or degenerative disc disease. There are different terms for that. We see rotator cuff tears, a lot of balance and gait issues. So
Right.
that can be due to a variety of things, whether it be Parkinson's disease, somebody's had a stroke, maybe they have neuropathy due to chronic back issues. But those are the things we see a lot of. I do treat some kids as well, whether it be
Okay.
athletes
Yeah.
or other neurologic conditions.
Right.
It's kind of we're kind of a turnkey place in that we can treat a
Mhm.
little bit of everything.
Yes. And as you see that, you talk about athletic, you know, conditions there. I'm assuming that's why you see a lot of kids, athletic injuries, and then maybe they got on the skateboard, let it get away from them. I'm sure you see stuff like that too, don't
Yeah, we see some post fracture ACL repairs,
you? Hmm.
meniscal repairs, but also see kids who maybe were born with congenital defects, whether it be a neurologic condition like cerebral palsy
Right.
or something like that. We see a little bit of everything.
Yes. And all right. I'm sorry. I'm checking in with somebody else. Supposed to be calling in just a minute,
Sure.
but uh, traffic's busy here on Saluda now. Now, I'm sure you're going to be asked this: are you a Clemson or a Carolina fan?
Well, I'm not originally from South Carolina, so I
Yeah.
tell people that I pull for both. I'm not sure that that is kosher, but I will say that my oldest daughter is a massive Clemson fan, so she's trying to bring me over to that side. I just say I'm
Okay.
rooting as long as they're not playing against each other. I root for both. But I went to undergrad at Marshall University, so I'm a
Okay.
Thundering
Yeah.
Herd guy.
How about that?
So, yeah, Chad Pennington, Byron
Oh
Leftwich, Randy
yeah.
Moss.
Well,
But
so I'm a Georgia fan.
I know. How does that work? They haven't kicked you out of town yet, huh?
No, not yet. And so Jim Donnan, who used to coach at Georgia, went
That's
to
right.
Marshall.
That's
Oh,
right.
well, he actually came from Marshall and coached at Georgia. And yeah, we know the Thunder and Herd real well.
That's
And,
right. What do you think about this Texas Oklahoma rumors?
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Well, in fact, we were just talking about that earlier. And it's all about money
That's right.
and TV. And here we are on Saluda now, and your views is going up pretty good since you've been on here. So
And if anybody has questions, tell them to
Yeah.
feel free to ask any sort
Yeah.
of medical questions or questions about what I do.
Mhm.
I'm just thankful to be here,
Mhm.
home of the 2019 Saluda State football
yes,
champions. And
yes,
from what I understand, 21
that's
girls
right.
basketball champions. So
That's right.
there's something in the water.
And our the gentleman that was just on with us is the county rector, Paul Ergel, and we just celebrated the girls. They were runner up, but they made it to the World Series in 10U softball, and then our 8U coaches pick were runners up in the state championship, and now our minor league boys in 10U are going to Laurel, Mississippi, to play for the World Series in Dixie baseball. So, one winner precedes another one.
That's right. Develop them while
That's
they're
right.
young. Yeah.
And speaking of developing, that's what physical therapy does. It gets you back moving the way God intended you to be.
That's
I
right.
say.
And
Yeah.
it's a somewhat holistic medical practice in
Right.
that we're not utilizing medications or surgery or anything else. We're
Mhm.
trying to essentially use manual therapy and exercise to allow your body to heal itself.
Yes. And that's something we're going to be doing throughout especially the next few months. Dr. Craig Swisher and his good staff there have teamed up with Saluda Now, and we're going to be promoting them. They're going to be promoting us. And we want you to go to their webpage, check them out. And if you need something checked out, Dr. Swisher there, he's had 14 years of outpatient experience. He's trained. He can help you in his compassionate care close to home. So you can pay him a visit down there. And y'all open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., right?
Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. We're very flexible. So
Now, where is actually the office located at? I see it's 323 Village Square Drive.
yeah, so we're actually right back in the parking lot where Angelo's is. Just
Okay,
off
yeah, you
East
said that
Columbia
earlier, yeah.
Avenue. So If you know where Angelo's is, we're right
Oh,
beside
yeah.
it. There's also First Franklin Financial, which is my
Yes.
next door neighbor. A lot of people don't
Okay.
realize it kind of sits back off the road, but the parking situation is really good because people can just pull up
Oh, yeah.
and park right in front of the office.
In fact, I went there one night after y'all closed and went on in there. That place is good, man.
It is good.
But I tell you, we're so honored that you are here in the area and able to help us, and so if you have a need, don't go around, feeling like you can't, you know, get used to your limbs or hands again. Go see Dr. Swisher. He can help
Yeah, and I
and,
appreciate
and reclaim those things that you thought was lost.
That's right. I appreciate you
Yeah.
having me, and I want this community to know that I'm here for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the location we're at, Central, so there are a lot of folks that can, within a 20, 25
Yeah.
minute drive that can come. And the thing that I pride myself in, too, is that spending all that time in healthcare and in management and hospital systems and stuff, I really wanted a personalized approach to a clinic to where when a patient
Mhm.
calls, they get me. They're
Yes.
not going through a phone tree. Once they're a patient of mine, they're a patient for life.
Wow.
So even if they're not an active patient of mine and they need something, they can call and ask me. I want to just get to know them and the community and their family members even better. So
Mhm.
that's important to me. I love the small town
Yeah.
community feel.
And Batesburg, Leesville, and Salute is about the same.
That's right.
On that level,
That's right.
when football season takes place, we're a little bit,
Yeah. It's
But
kind of
we-
like the Carolina Clemson thing. We can root for both until they play each other, and then
But it's amazing how many how many sponsors we actually have in Batesburg, Leesville. We have the Wills Agency there, James Wills Insurance nationwide. We also have Economy Furniture, Wiz's Eatery, and also the Berry Insurance Agency in Leesville.
yeah.
All those are sponsors of Saluda Now. And now we're adding you on our team, Reclaim Physical Therapy, and we're going to be talking more with Dr. Swisher as the months roll by, especially as we get deep into football season this next month in August. And so just if you have any questions too, he'd be glad to talk to you. You can talk straight to the doctor.
That's right. Fire away.
Right. 803-317-6159. And they accept many insurances. Talk to them today about that. Well, Dr. Swisher, is there anything else you want to share with the viewers before you go today?
No, like I said, feel free to give me a call at any time if you have any questions or
Yeah.
anything. Whether you become a patient or not, I'd love to be there as a resource to help you, whether it be for you or your family member. And once again, just thankful to be here, and I appreciate you having me here and bringing me on to Saluda Now and into the community and the team here.
Dr. Swisher, nice to meet you, brother.
Thank you.
All right,
See ya.
and we'll be back on your Saluda Now. Thank you all for joining us here for Tiger Talk Tuesday. Okay, we're glad to be back here with you on Saluda Now. And we've got some more topics to talk about. Of course, one of the things that has lit up Saluda Now today was the topic about Paul Feinbaum sort of fired off, and I hope I can get some more information on this about this Texas and Oklahoma. And he's saying that he believes the brand has gone down a little if Texas and Oklahoma join the SEC. And I had some people get fired up about that. Some of you Clemson fans, listen, I'm hearing this, throughout the, not just Paul Feinbaum, but other commentators sort of saying the same things here. And I don't know how you agree with it or not, but let's see. We have a couple of commentators here. Dane Griffith has gone down a little bit and is gone for two different headlines. Is this CNN? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm sorry that Dane, that made you upset there, what Paul Feinbaum said. But we'll see. And Pete Davis says it will be proven on the field, not on the Paul Feinbaum show. And Jacob Price give us a laugh out, and Billy Pugh give us a thumbs up. So we'll see what is going to happen, and I'm looking forward to this fall. We're only 39 days away from the kickoff of college football, Georgia Clemson, and we're only 24 days away from high school football, Saluda Strong Thurman. So we're looking for that. And, go back and look at the interview we had with Dr. Craig Swisher. And, of course, Paul was willing to come by and join us on the show. I appreciate Paul as a friend. Me and him's close. We've always been since we were just children. But I appreciate him as a rec director coming on here today and sharing with us a little bit about this. But also today we have something very special we want to share with you. And I tell you, in life we don't never know what we're going to face. And so it was with Miss Doris Lake. And it's something how we were leading from one scenario to the other, and I just want to share with you this post. But her daughter is about to call in, and we have a post actually up on Saluda Now. If you go to Saluda Now, you can see it. And also, I want to give a shout out before I go any further to another team in Saluda. And that is the AU Outlaws from Saluda. And they went and played, I don't know if it's like their state championship or whatever, in their ball tournament. And they were runners up. But we are proud of them. And you can see the girls there. They're so happy. And they had a great 2021 season, and we want to congratulate the Saluda AU Lady Outlaws. And maybe we can have some of them join us on the program before school gets started back good. But we were so glad to have them. But joining me on the phone right now is Miss Courtney Lake. Courtney, thank you for joining us on Saluda Now.
Hey, how are you?
Now, tell us a little bit about who is Miss Courtney Lake to start with.
Hey, I grew up in Saluda, and my mom is Doris Lake. Currently, I live in Atlanta, and I work as a pediatric ICU nurse at the Children's Hospital down there, as well as sometimes in Augusta. But for the past few weeks, I've been bouncing back and forth between Saluda, Columbia, and Atlanta, bouncing as caregiver for my mom, Doris Lake.
Amen. And now, you said you work between Atlanta and Augusta?
Yeah, primarily I work in Atlanta full time. And at their children's hospital, but also pick up some extra at the children's hospital in Augusta as well in their ICU.
Well, that's wonderful. And tell us a little bit about what's going on with Miss Doris, Courtney.
So back on July 2nd, she started acting a little weird, and they took her to the hospital, and we found out that she actually had a subarachnoid hemorrhage, which is a brain bleed. Not brought on by an aneurysm, but just seems to be a spontaneous bleed according to the doctors. So she was admitted to the ICU there, where she was intubated and had a drain placed in her head called an EVD. And they have been working to rehabilitate her and to battle some of the complications that go along with having a brain bleed. So she's been working hard to overcome those challenges.
And how's she progressing with that?
She had a pretty significant bleed in her brain, but she is doing fantastic in my opinion. She has pushed herself and is doing well. She was in the neuro ICU at Prisma Health Richland for about 3 weeks, and now she is at Encompass Health in Columbia, working, doing physical therapy 3 to 4 times a day, as well as cognitive therapy to get her back to hopefully even better than she was.
Well, that is so wonderful. And tell us, I see that some of her workers have got together and they're working to help y'all out a little bit.
They are. She has wonderful, wonderful coworkers at Southern Anesthesia and Surgical in Lexington, and they reached out to me and my dad. And they've been very supportive through this whole process, and they've put together a GoFundMe page for her, as well as they requested that we, set up a Venmo account for her. And so I believe you guys have posted the links to both of those on your page. The Venmo is Doris-Lake-1. And then there's also, we decided to make it easier for people in Saluda and Prosperity, if you go to First Citizens Bank in either location, we have set up the account in her name where you can deposit to her directly at their request, because they really have wanted to reach out, and we've had incredible support from everybody in Saluda, and people have wanted ways to help out. So that's what they wanted to do, and that's what we've set up. So if you also feel it in your heart to support her, those options are there and available.
Yes, and we have already had 1,162 people engage on that post already. We just put it up 4 hours ago, Courtney.
That's incredible.
And of course, I am a pastor too. I don't know if you know that or not, but I pastor Emmanuel Church across from what used to be Milliken, and also Pine Pleasant Church, which is actually near the intersection of Hollywood and Newberry Highway. And we pray for your family every Sunday we gather there on the webcast.
We are so grateful for that.
And I'm just so glad that she's doing better. Your daddy, Tony, has kept me informed, and of course Jessica, we love her too, and you as well. And we're just pulling for y'all.
We appreciate that. She is a fighter, and she's doing everything she can to get home, hopefully very soon.
I actually got to see her a couple of days before she had a little episode, and it's amazing your paths intersect in a small town so quickly, and things, turn in a minute. But I'm just so thankful also for the people there at Prisma Health.
Yeah, I can't speak well enough of their ICU. They did an incredible job with her using, the most up-to-date treatments on her. They really pushed her. There's a kind of a new movement in ICU care called early mobility, where you try to get them up out of bed as soon as possible and get them moving. That way you don't have such a long recovery, and you don't have a lot of the deficits that, used to go along with being in the ICU. And they, had her moving up out of bed, 3 days after the event. So they did an
Wow.
incredible job with her. So we are very grateful to them.
Now, are you in the NICU at Augusta at the University Hospital?
Augusta University and the Children's Hospital of Georgia side.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
My cousin works there, Christy Norman. She is actually a nurse practitioner in the NICU there, and out of Athens. So that's amazing. Such a small world. Well, listen, we appreciate you sharing us with a little bit of your time.
I appreciate you guys reaching out and doing everything you are to support her. We appreciate all the prayers. They've been working. She's doing great. We're so thankful to you guys for putting this out. We're so thankful to Southern Anesthesia for all they have done to set all of this up, and reaching out to you guys, and definitely to Prisma Health and their neuro ICU. Their doctors and nurses are incredible, and then Encompass has also just been doing a wonderful job to hopefully get her home and back around the community soon.
Amen. Well, Courtney will be here for you and your family and supporting y'all 110%.
Thank you guys so much for everything.
And that is Courtney Lake, and we appreciate her joining us here on Saluda Now, Tiger Talk Tuesday. And you are watching us live from Mix. And we appreciate all the ones that came on today. I appreciate very much Paul coming on. I also appreciate Dr. Swisher there from Swisher Rehab there in Leesville there, Reclaim Physical Therapy. Thank him for joining us today. And he has 14 years of outpatient experience. So when you're needing physical therapy, please pay him a visit. He's one of our great sponsors, and we appreciate him joining us on Saluda Now. And hopefully we're going to get to have him back on during the football season and get to go out there, hopefully to be with him and enjoy some time with him. And of course, we're so just glad to have, just a while ago, Courtney Lake, as we are trying to get support for Ms. Doris Lake by funds and by your prayers. Thank you so much for that. Well, it's been a great show, and we've had great numbers today. Of course, like I said earlier, we're 24 days out now to kickoff, and the numbers are going up. And I know why, because football season is just around. And we want to thank Reclaim Therapy for being one of our sponsors. And we have several more we want to thank today. We want to also thank Amick Farm, Alan Harmon Trucking, Berry Insurance Agency, Bobby K. Roof Building, CM Tree Service, Cricket Wireless, Crumley Ford, Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply, Economy Furniture, Edwards Heating and Cooling, H&R Block, JRA Exterminating, Miggs of Saluda, Motor Coach Paint and Body and Car Sales, Newberry Hospital, Northern Cable, Persimmon Hill Country Club, Price's Garage and Heavy Duty Towing, Pumps, BP and Jam, Ramey Funeral Home, Saluda Nursing and Rehab Center, the Law Office of Nancy T. Jordan, the Ridge Baptist Association of Churches, the Town of Saluda, the Wills Agency Nationwide Insurance, Timeless Roofing, Wizards of Batesburg, Leesville, Pascon Roll-Off Services, Gentry & Sons Fencing, Perez Tires, and Aiken Electric Cooperative. And we want to thank you for supporting Saluda Now. You, the viewer, you make it possible. And we appreciate George and Gina here at Miggs for letting us come out and be a part of the program today. Now, I hope you have a great week. And remember, if it's happening in Saluda, it's Saluda now. We'll see you next week, everybody.